All right. Good morning, everybody. Hope we're having a great Saturday morning. Welcome to Saturday Morning Cartoons. I am Alex Jackson. Sawyer is sleeping this morning because we are, as you can see here, we're at a campground with some buddies of ours and just hanging out for the last day and all day today. So, got a special guest we're going to bring on here in a little bit to introduce and talk to him about the insurance business and all the fun stuff that he's been working on with some coworkers of his and getting this business into a whole different level. So before I do that, though, I hope you guys can hear me okay. I hope nothing's coming across like staggered or nothing because there's no internet out here. And the cell reception's terrible. But the buddy that I'm staying with, he actually is a first responder. He's a police officer. So he has this thing called FirstNet on his phone. And so on his phone, we're connected through the Wi-Fi, through the hotspot, and whatever, like through the FirstNet thing. So we're hoping it's going to work out okay, and that everything will record fine to the live. And yeah, so let me get our intro going because you can't have the show without the intro. So I'm going to do that real quick, and then we're going to come back with our host or with our guest.
Inside the kitchen. Can I have some?
Yeah, go ahead, bud. All right, welcome back. I hope everyone can hear me okay. I'm gonna actually, JaVaughn, I'm gonna try something here. We don't need two of Alex either, though. So I'm gonna room.
There we go.
Let's see here, JaVaughn. Hang on. Oh no, we don't want that.
Hey.
Up over here. All right, talk to me, brother.
Hey.
All right,
I can hear you.
All right, is it muted or is it going slow or is it staggering or anything? Or are we good?
Nope, you're clear. Even better.
All right. All right, good. So I'm going to do that then. I'm just going to have me on my phone as a second guest and you as the main guest. And we're just going to make this thing work, man. Because you know what the best part about this industry is like there's a lot of entrepreneurship businesses out there. But what I've seen, man, is like the insurance industry and the flexibility it gives us to do stuff as long as you got a good connection. It's really endless, man. Like It's so I mean, I hope the intro came over okay. Did everything come over pretty crisp and clean on the intro?
Crisp, clean, perfect. And thank you for having me.
Dude, I'm so excited. So without any further ado, I want to introduce a good buddy of mine, a co-agency owner of mine, a sideline maybe. I don't even know. Like we're cousins, man.
Yeah, we're
like
cousins. We're cousins. We're not even distant.
No, not distant at all, man. We started pretty much. We'll get into this in a second, but I think we started within like a month or two of each other.
Wow.
I was September, August, September of 18. When did you join full time?
October of 17.
Okay, so you were a year before me. Okay.
Yeah.
That's why.
But I didn't. But I didn't listen to nothing for a whole year, so we're even.
Okay, fair. And I appreciate all the comments that everyone's throwing in here. I'm gonna probably do less of comment grabs and stuff, you guys. So keep your comments coming. They'll be live in Facebook and all that as they get through. But just because of the different connection I've got this morning, I'm going to try to make it work without doing a whole lot of. Oh, Joe says we're good, man. So check that out, JaVaughn. This is why you should use art. So when people post comments, I just pushed. I don't know if that messed everything up or not. Are we still here?
We're still here.
Stop. Okay. All right. I'm not going to touch my computer anymore because everything just like went away on my computer. So we're just going to stay here like this. So let's just get you introduced, man. Who are you? Where are you from? What'd you do for the?
Yeah, well, you're breaking up a little, but my name is JaVaughn Spencer, in Beaufort, South Carolina. Been in the insurance industry since October 2017. And prior to insurance, let's see, I was in the car business for 12 years. Got a bright idea while in the car business and decided to open up my own motorcycle dealership because I figured if I can help that company make $600,000 a month, then I can definitely make me $100,000 a month by doing my own deals. So went out, opened a motorcycle dealership. Never ridden a motorcycle a day in my life. Two-wheel motorcycle at that. So solo dolo. So that's kind of how that happened. Was in the motorcycle world with no mentor, nothing but a hustle and figuring it out every step of the way. And ran that for 3 years. Opened up another location in Atlanta. Um, Again, no mentorship, so you just can kind of imagine how that went. Not the best, and got into a horrible situation where messed up my floor plan. So one day, messing up floor plan means the floor plan is the inventory. So got a call. Uh, they picked up every bike on my lot, which was right around $1.1 million of inventory. And if you can imagine, $1.1 million of $7,000 to $20,000 motorcycles is a lot of inventory. And if you want one floor plan called the other, I was out of business, and got a bright idea to go into real estate. So went into real estate.
Okay, hold on. Let's pause for a second there. First off, I didn't know you were in the car business like I was for almost a decade as well. So maybe I did know that, but I forgot. So another thing we have in common that I didn't realize or maybe forgot about. And secondly, Joe just put a comment in the chat. I know you can't see it, I don't think, but if for some reason my stuff drops, I don't think you get kicked out. Just go.
I just keep going.
Yeah,
keep
you
rolling.
just do you. Okay. Joe, he said, man, JaVaughn, you might be running the show with a connection. So, all right. So hold on. So car business, what'd you do in the car business? Sales? Were you an F&I manager, business manager, parts manager?
All of the above. I started as a product specialist. So I started below a salesperson.
You must have been a Toyota.
I was at Toyota.
I was too. They only have product specialists at Toyota.
Yep. Figured out a clever way to rob us. But anyway, started as a product specialist with Toyota, moved over to Chevy to full sales, and then went from sales, internet sales, finance manager, subprime finance manager, backup finance manager, then desk manager.
Yep.
And the only people above me was the gentleman that hired me and the owner. And that was 28 years old at the ceiling. Couldn't go any further unless the person that hired me was to leave or the owner decided to put me as ownership. And so felt that glass.
Here's the good thing. The good thing I know about both of us is we're still married.
Yep.
And we have our kids because we're not in the car business.
It's not the truth.
Because that, I'm sorry, and anyone who's in the car business that might be watching this now or later, I know it's a I guess an essential business or whatever, but man, the divorce rate, like here's the bad thing about the car business. It's so good, it sucks people in because of the money. That's it sounds so great, but man, the sacrifice for family and the sacrifice for your kids
Yep.
for what? Some money, I mean, you're
I,
working well. I know if you were like I was, which I know it was, because car business is a car business. I mean, you're going 8 to faint. Get in at 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning, and you're working until the sun goes down. Especially in the finance office.
yep.
That's what I was. That's what I did the most of my time. Was time. Sounds like going to jail. And
It was jail, Alex. It was jail.
So yeah, it was, man. You're right. Yes, we were prisoners to the paycheck.
Yep. And Alex, I'll be honest, the one thing about the car business that started, we didn't do voice orders, we didn't do self-development, but I'm a pioneer connector. So for you guys out there that's 5 voice registered and understand what that means. And I think I started losing faith because I love the car business. When I say as upset, I'm just getting back into a career in a space where I can comfortably be obsessive like I was in the car business, right? I was obsessive. I was learning LTVs on my off time. I was figuring out, like, honestly, in the car business, I had a company called Virtual Desk Manager, which was trying to figure out how to help dealers desk deals, subprime deals away from their dealership because no one really wants to touch subprime deals. So think about 10, 15 years ago, I was reaching out to dealerships on how to desk deals, and now we're here on a virtual platform, like helping agents all across the country do the same thing that I had the thought process of back in the car business. But when they gave me a 20% pay cut in the form of an email, that right there, I felt, just because I made too much and I made them too much, right?
Well,
It's
and what's crazy, man, is like, and I'm gonna try to talk right behind you so we don't have too much of an overlap, and I think I'm staggered a little bit here. Is like I was in the same boat, man. Like my boss, we called it pencil whipping, right? Like, oh, you made too much, take some away. Oh, you made us more, but we want to pay you less so we can have more because they were greedy. Oh, we'll take some away. And man, I remember getting my best friend, who we're still super super close. He hired me, and I left to or I didn't leave. I got let go because literally he said that the boss said, "You're making too much money. We can't pay him that much anymore." But yet they had never made that much in the business before, because I don't say it all. I'm trying to be pretty humble. I was really good at what I did.
Oh yeah.
Like I made more money per square foot than anyone else in the entire dealership, and took that little finance office box from, and we won't get into like car lingo and stuff, but you know what I'm saying. Like took the per copy from X to X times 2.
I'll throw one better at you. At one point, I was getting paid as a salesperson. I was getting paid as backup F&I, and I was getting paid as subprime finance manager. And because I was making too much, I was pushed into the desk and told, "You're now a desk manager." And my first month of being on the desk was when I recognized the pay cut and almost lost my mind.
Dude,
and they said, "You know what? If you push us to $600,000, you'll make the same money you were making last month and the month before if you get us up an extra $200,000."
And what were you at? 400?
Yep.
So they wanted a third increase to give
for
you a
me
pay cut,
to give me
to make you the
welcome
same you were making before.
for.
That's silly, man.
So
Okay, so let's do it.
just so you
Yeah,
guys know where we came from, and now in the industry where we can dictate how much we earn by just going to work
yeah,
has been a godsend. So
yeah,
that journey of the dealership, that journey of starting my own, that journey of filing bankruptcy, that journey of coming out of it and going into real estate and then finding mortgage protection, thinking that I can do it part-time,
yeah,
right? Thinking
yeah,
that it was just going to be a part-time in between, and then coming into a company that I'm completely, been with the same company from day one,
yep,
saw the videos,
yep,
completely fell in love with it, and just, but was apprehensive about giving it the all because we just came from Alcatraz, right? The whole industry of Alcatraz, we just came from it. So, definitely one piece of advice for you folks that's coming from a industry where you might have been taken advantage of, you know, that's one thing. When you find a good thing, don't let the past dictate how all in you're willing to go on this thing, because I almost missed out on a blessing of going all in, um, by being fearful of what the car business did to me.
yeah, yeah. I agree, man. And so let's just jump right into that because I know you got a lot of good advice to give to these folks. Um, so we know where you came from. I didn't know you joined part time. When did you? How long did you go part time before you decided to jump in head first?
Less than 30 days. I thought that I can, the ad said make 4 grand a month part time. And as a real estate agent, realtor, I was doing two homes. Definitely, I was doing two homes a month, thinking that they saying that's killing it, but barely able to pay my bills,
Yeah,
because of the 30-day, 60-day, 90-day wait for closings and getting actually closed. And
yeah,
after making that 4 grand within 2 weeks, I was hooked. You know, I was like 4 grand a month, but you can actually do this in 2 weeks.
yeah.
And went out there and did it. Came into the industry with less than 200 bucks. Came in super undercapitalized, but I ran the social media to get that lead money up, and I bought my first set of old age leads, got cursed out more times in that sit than ever in life, and said, I'm never doing these old age leads again. Give me, what do I got to do for the fresh ones?
Yeah,
And yeah, jumped at it and been on it ever since.
I love it, man. So 30 days in, you realized 8 grand a month was quickly attainable,
Very.
and you just turned in your keys to the mortgage business.
No, my ego. I was driving the Yukon. I was with I was rookie of the year with real. No, I wasn't going to be in insurance. Insurance was like the mistress. I wasn't. That was shit. I had to look the part for real estate,
Oh,
right?
okay, okay.
90% of real estate agents are completely broke. I don't care what they drive, right? They're 90% are broke, and I was definitely getting all the awards and the plaques, but definitely broke, in
Mm,
real estate. Um, so no,
my
definitely
man.
not rolling in the dough.
Okay. Well, did you turn in the like what? How did you transition from real estate to this? Did you just say I'm done real estate, or did you slowly like?
Um, it was a it was slowly, but not by choice. It was
Mm,
slowly, one closing, buying leads, right, making a mess, being, really give the landscape of how we used to do business back then, right?
well,
So
yeah, true.
we were going out Monday, Tuesday,
Yep.
Wednesday was cleanup day, and then the rest of the week. So still trying to juggle both, but
Yeah.
really using real estate for the cash infusion
Mm,
that was needed for the business to finance the business, and it
Yep.
really was slowly. So it would be 1 or 2 closings, from 1 or 2 closings a month to 1 or 2 closings every 2 months. So
Yep.
that cash will then keep afloat. But it reminding you that I didn't listen my first year, guys. So don't take that as any advice. This is a what to not to do situation right here.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
So you really did start the same time I did in
Yeah,
September, October of 18.
really. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Okay. Okay. I got you.
hard-headed, want to do it my way for the first year. It was, and making a mess, making a big mess.
Yeah. Okay. I got you. So, all right. So that's the beginning. And then fast forward to January, February, March, April, the explosion of the COVID all over the world. And everyone got shut down. Now mortgage, and then the mortgage, business, a year later, 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, basically, kind of, what, and then and now we're here, right? So when mortgage prices skyrocket, or not mortgage prices, but yeah, the mortgage market skyrocketed, um, and all the stuff that happened with all that over the last 2.5, 3 years. I mean, everything has gone up in cost, obviously, right? I mean, we see that. I mean, I went to the store the other day, JaVaughn, to get some chips to have with some salsa. Guess how much one bag of chips was?
$3-4.
Almost $5 for a bag of chips, and they're not even really the good ones either. And so, anyways, you saw some writing on the wall, and you have some tech experience, some marketing experience, or at least in your mind, I've always watched you with this mind of marketing and doing things outside of the box, right? And then you saw something happen and you decided to do what about it? What did you see happen that made you decide to
Man,
have
Alex,
that banner behind you?
Alex, I'm gonna be honest. You giving me way too much credit. I'm gonna tell you that everything the world is seeing was done out of fear.
Well, true.
Everything that you're seeing was done because, as my voice sorter, as pioneer connector, control is what really. This is why when I was in the car business, letting it go, even though I was making over 200,000 a year on paper, I was the most comfortable letting it go because I had no control. Right, I had no control. So what happened during COVID was, um, the governor telling us that my bread and butter was going face to face. Once they see these dimples, I shake their hand. It's a wrap. And the governor
Another thing
said,
we have in common.
the governor said, you will be home. Do not leave your house.
Yep.
And guess what? I am the breadwinner of my house. And
Mm-hmm.
my superpower was, if I can't get you on the phone, I'm gonna be at your home. I'm door knocking every week. It didn't matter if a 5 grand week, 10 grand week, I'm door knocking every lead that I could not get in touch with during my dial session. And now they told me that we can't leave out the house. So it was fear and sleepless nights. And one night I saw an advertisement for a gentleman, and literally it was 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and it said, talking about having appointments come to you.
Mm.
Having appointments come to you. Now, mind you, the world is going crazy, right? The world is going crazy, and having appointments come to you spoke my language that 3 a.m. that morning as I sat there and just completely nervous. So went out there, and I remember doing an appointment for 3, 4 hours with the gentleman, and we had a call set up, and he set the call up to where all decision makers needed to be on the call. And my wife and I listened to this marketer, pretty much paint the picture of having appointments on your calendar.
Okay.
Right? And it was like never leaving the house and having your business on cruise control. And I'm saying to myself, this is, this is what we don't have this. We're still being told to stay home and make appointments and all that. So we took a dive in. I mean, it was over a
When
10,000.
was that? What month of 2020 was that?
That was January
Oh,
20.
before everything got shut down and
Yeah,
like
because
COVID crazy.
yeah, because I remember I was leaving in my last appointment. That was right before at least South Carolina got shut down to told, and that was my last appointment where it was still people were kind of weary. They were hearing about it, but it
Yeah.
wasn't pandemonium at that point. And yeah, it was really crazy. And I remember doing a three-way call with the gentleman and my wife, and we just were like a 10 grand commitment, and it was like we have to do it.
Mhm.
We have to do it. So we pushed the button on that, and I remember starting the course. And with that one, it was I'm grateful that I got the education, but it cost me over 30 grand. Let me tell you why. It cost over 30 grand because I had to come out the field to build it. Right? He gave me a course. He charged me 10 grand and said, "Go put this together," and it was a disaster
So
at
they
the
charge you 10 grand for the ingredients.
for the ingredients. He charged me 10 grand for the ingredients and then said, put it together. And guess what? I'm still trying to write business, but I'm up till 3, 4 o'clock in the morning putting the ingredients together.
Okay,
And
so now let's fast forward to when the idea for what's behind you took place.
yeah, Pioneer Connector, sitting right in front of you, saw the ingredients, tasted his cake, and said, I can make a cake way better than this.
Yes.
And while I was building that cake, I called my co-founder Betsy Barr and said, "You really need to taste this. You need to look at this cake because this here is something we've never seen in our industry before."
Right. Right.
And when we put my ingredients and her ingredients together, this is where you got level up marketing, right? So we started with just building out marketing campaigns for agency owners,
Yep.
right? And helping them be their own ecosystem.
Yeah.
But that demographic is very far and in between because we had to put in 10, she had to put in 10,000 to learn it. I had to put in 10,000. Then we spent another 10 to 15, 20,000 of our time putting it together, making mistakes, not writing business, not spending family time, right? So then we put it together and started helping agency owners. And that's where a lot of the information got gathered, Alex, because we're dealing with all these agency owners across the industry. And now we're learning which campaigns work. And now we're learning the sales process. And now we know which ads are speaking. Now we learned so much, got so much data from helping agency owners for the first 2 years build their ecosystem, that when we decided, we say, you know what, everyone can't walk into everyone can't walk into marketing systems, but what if we put together something that we can that's for our agents, right? Leads came in because we wanted something for our agents. We wanted to build our agencies. We want to hit our top contract in our company. And we wanted to figure out how to let my brand new agent walk in this door, right? And be most successful the least expensive way possible. Because the number one reason that people are unsuccessful here in the industry is because they're undercapitalized and they don't get good fast enough. They don't get good fast enough. They don't figure out, like, they're not like us, right? I'm sure, Alex, if you didn't get good within 30 days, it was going to be 60 or 90, but whatever it was, you weren't going to stop. And the
Right.
average person, they're going to check themselves out before they
They
wait
do.
long
You're right.
enough to
Yeah.
get good. So we put together this platform so that everything we've learned over the years are literally at your fingertips before you even touch a lead.
Yeah.
And that's what I feel the intention of our avatar of our client is our fresh recruit. Our newest recruit is the person that we want in the platform, in the system. And that's kind of how that came about.
Okay, so break this down for me. So I know the story. I just want you to be able to tell it because you tell it a lot more eloquently than I do. So when a new prospect comes into an agency who's has the ability to use your platforms, how does that help that new prospect get more success fast if they're willing to do the work? Because none of this gets rid of the work, right? No matter, I don't care what leads you are, I don't care where they're from, I don't care how much you're spending for them, none of that matters, right? If you're not doing the work. So having good work ethic, right? Yeah. We can't buy or teach work ethic, right? So assuming that new prospect is doing that stuff, what is it about what you guys, I guess I should say, out of respect for Betsy, that you guys have formulated, put together, like what makes it different, better, however you want to word it?
I hate to always say better.
And don't be humble. And don't be humble.
I have to, right? I immediately humble, like it's not better. God, no, I'm just kidding. You know what we recognize is that people don't have leads problem, people have training problems. And the one thing that we made required before coming into our platform, before they talk to the first lead, is doing a training. And they have to do this training of really just taking it from the top, from mindset all the way to the bottom of what to actually see. And another thing, Alex, that we notice is that in our industry, there's a disconnect from insurance people and marketers. We have a space that's nothing but marketers telling insurance people what to do, where we're insurance people that were trained a little bit from the marketers, but we're able to come in and make a mess. And the cool part about us is that before a client buys a lead or does a campaign or anything, we've already have the data. We've sold it. We know what the clients are talking about. We know if it's a little too edgy, if it's too confusing. We know all of that, where most marketers are just focused on CPLs, you know, what the numbers, the data is. They can't translate it to an actual policy. So I can literally, our strong suit is being able to take an ad and know what product from which carrier is going to speak to that ad versus, oh, just sell them some life insurance, right? We that's the superpower, is really the bridge between having insurance people and marketers, but we're not marketers. We just happen to know what the people want in the marketing space, and really blessed to be able to do so. So that's what I think is our superpower, that our agent can't tell me a lead is bad. I can go look and I can help them completely underwrite. We can help them, like we are my marketing managers. Thank God for them as well. They're insurance agents. They're not marketers. They're not marketing people that's putting on insurance as a niche. They're licensed agents that write leads, right? They're writing business off of leads. So I think the fact that we're in the industry, the fact that we're in the space, and we haven't took our foot off the gas, right? I wrote 15 grand last month, 20 grand before, and running the marketing side. We're not letting off the gas at all, right? So that's the other thing. I feel when people get into the marketing space, they can't test their product because they're high off the hog. We're just getting started. We are just getting started. I can talk to agency owners, agency directors. I can talk to everyone, and I can pick up the phone and call their lead and close them right there with them on the line, right? And give them pointers, right? So again, I think that's a huge testament to what we do.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. So I know you're super busy, and I know that, most of us as adults can't pay attention for more than 30 minutes on top of that. But tell me two things. Biggest word of advice for people coming into this industry as a new person. And then two, is there, what would you have done different when you first started? Like that kind of word of advice. And then I want you to plug the business and how they can get a hold of you if this is something that they want to get into.
Yeah, man. New agent word of advice that I must say is seek mentorship and recognize that your upline does not always have to be your mentor. Find someone that has what you want in the industry and be a stalker. So many times we look at, for the best analogy I can give is Kobe, right? Kobe was like he was MJ's stalker, and it was no ego involved. I want to be the best, right? Whoever's the best in your eyes and they're willing to be your mentor, be obsessed about this industry because it can change your life if you find the right mentor. And the mentor does not always have to be your upline. I was blessed to have my mentor to be my upline, but I see so many people in this industry fall out of that grace because maybe their upline is unpolished or their upline is not, where they should be in the business to secure them. Seek someone else to be your mentor and stay in it. So that would be my advice for new people is don't let your ceiling go as high as your upline. Sometimes they might need you to tap them on the shoulder and show them a better way, well, with no ego involved. So on for that question, the one thing that I would have done differently on my journey was listen to my upline a lot more. I spent about a year trying to debunk what my mentors were saying, and I humble pie all over face. I have no problems with them come back and saying, you told me, you told me, you told me, but I would have been a year ahead if I would have listened to counsel. And guys, if it doesn't feel right, it's probably the right thing. If what my mentor told me stretched me to grow and it didn't feel right, I still did it my way. We can't get that year back of time of doing it our way, the wrong way. And I really, really, really wish I would have listened a lot to my mentors, and I tell them all the time, like, now even business decisions, like, I run it by my mentor, like, has nothing to do with insurance. Like, I trust them so much. Like, hey, I'm thinking about this. What's your thoughts on this? Because they truly have my interests in mind. And if you don't have that with an upline, get that with a mentor, coaching, outside coaching. That's the one thing. And I would say if you're looking for a marketing platform, right? We call it Level Up Leads, but we really now are all marketing platform, from leads to live transfers to infinite banking concepts to um, everything coaching, CRM, like everything under the sun that it takes for a new agent to come in, be successful with that agency. And the other cool thing is that we're transparent. We want you guys to see the ads so you can know what's being told to the client, so you can have a better posture. I know some people think that's career suicide, but really, our career is the insurance industry, not the marketing industry. So have at it. If we can inspire someone to take hold, if they want to do $30,000 worth of work and in 2 years worth of work to take an ad, more power to you. But until then, we want to get out. We're not dealing with fear. We're dealing with abundance. We want our ads to be shown. So we do check-in calls where you can come in and actually see what's being shown to the client. We want you to be aware because you don't want to have the posture of confusion in those first 7 seconds when you're on the phone, not sure what that client says. So we're transparent. We're always looking at ways to make that experience better. And honestly, Alex, and with us, you can buy your lead costs down. We want you to be able to get leads as affordable as possible so you can be super profitable immediately. And we just figure out ways to do this business how we would have maybe wanted it done to us back in 2017, 2018, and we're now in a position to do so. So, definitely thank you, Alex. You, man, greatly appreciate it. Hope I I answered all your questions, and thank you for having us. And unfortunately, Betsy's under the weather, but I like to think of myself as the creative one, so I'll hop on anytime.
So give me the website. If people need to get a hold of you guys, where can they go? www what?
I put it. It is under the co-founder. If they can see under my name, level-up-leads.com.
Oh, there it is.
level-up-leads.com. It got so many exciting things
Make
down
sure
the
you put the
pipeline.
hyphens, because
Man,
all right, I think we're ending just at the perfect time, because I think the connection's getting terrible.
Awesome. Well, man, it's been my pleasure, Alex. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Joe, and everyone else tuning in now and in the future. And be more than grateful, and blessed to be able to help and assist. And we're just growing. We're just getting started. Advanced markets underway. Some really cool opportunities there. And yeah, we're just keeping going and going and going. So and the other cool part, we always take suggestions. We don't know it all, right? So if you give us a suggestion, there we go. If you give us a suggestion, we'll bring it to the community. And our Level Up community, Alex, is freaking awesome. Like, there is no better Level Up
community.
Man,
it's huge too. It's so cool.
Yeah, and it's just nice, like the qualities
awesome,
and the content that we were brought into this industry with, the grace, we wanted that to continue on through our community. So it's so awesome to see everyone helping everyone else, and it's just picking up wings. So, man, thank you. You guys have a great one, and if feel free to at me, question me. Super grateful. Thank you, Alex.
All right, brother. Stay on for 2 seconds, man.